Hey, what's up everybody? Augmentation Evokers. What a curse! I never seen so much hate towards one spec. But does it really deserve the hate? Let me know in the comments what do you think about them. In this video I'll talk about Augmentation Evokers in Mythic Plus, how they change it and how they affect the community. I'll give you a clue, it's not good. Let's dive in. Blizzard introduced Aug Evokers in 10.1.5 and since then, this spec made a huge impact on Mythic Plus and raids. In my opinion, this spec is one of the things that reduced the skill needed for M+. Check this video if you want to hear more about it. The big reason why augmentation destroying Mythic Plus and even raids to some extent is because this spec alone can bring so much utility to the group, it's insane. 2 stops, shield, AoE damage reduction with speed boost, interrupt, mass suit and a lot more, especially with coordinated groups. I mean, this is a Swiss knife. Imagine not taking this spec to Mythic Plus. You must be insane to think about it. When you reach 20 plus keys, you can start seeing more groups with Aug Evokers, and on 25 plus keys, it's not even a question. If the spec performs so good and it becomes mandatory in Mythic Plus and even in raids, it creates a problem to other specs that are already struggling getting a spot in PvE content. I mean, of course there will be one class better than the other, but 100% of the time, you prefer taking augmentation instead of most other specs. Something that makes me happy and a bit hopeful that the aug meta isn't here to stay is that I finally starting seeing high Mythic Plus players leaving the comfort of Augmentation Evokers and start exploring comps without it. Check the top runs in Murozond Rise for example. There is 5 runs out of 40 that did it without Aug Evokers. This is something new in rank 1 keys. On top of that, if you look carefully, you will see that actually the top team is playing without it. If the top team in tyrannical runs in this dungeon is playing without Aug Evoker, it may bring other groups to try it, and maybe someday soon the idea of playing without Aug Evokers won't be so crazy. You can see the big difference in time between the top team and the rest of the groups that are going with augmentation. It's a huge time saving and a lot more DPS. That said, we still have 35 runs that are going with Aug Evokers, and this is a big reason why the problem continues. Most of the time augmentation provides the defense you need to survive really high keys. Another problem with augmentation is that the spec alone is so strong that it doesn't really matter how skilled the player is. You just need a working UI and a small understanding on how it works and you will play just fine. The spec has low skill floor, and that's why I see a lot of Aug players in 24 plus keys that don't know how to utilize the spec correctly, or even worse, they don't know some of the dungeon's mechanic. This is how low the skill needed to get into this level of keys as Augmentation Evoker. But don't get me wrong, there is skilled Aug Evokers that can utilize the spec and take it to the next level. In my eyes, there is another big problem with this spec that Blizzard must fix. It's the only support spec in the game. I know Blizzard released this support role as a test to see how the community will react and to gather as much information as they can get on it. Personally, I like the idea of support classes. I think it brings something unique and the gameplay of helping others can be a proper fit for some players. Some of my own friends really like the idea of increasing the power of others while they don't need to focus so much on their own DPS. What do you think about support role in World of Warcraft? I seriously hope that Blizzard is going to develop more support classes soon and not leaving it the way it is now. Maybe a variety of support classes will change the stronghold Aug Evokers have on competitive PvE. But honestly, in my eyes, Aug Evokers is a curse. You know what? A kiss curse in a way. I think that Aug Evokers is a growing problem the higher content you are doing. You don't really need Aug Evokers when you are farming crests, or when you do your weekly dungeon. If someone in this level insists of taking Aug Evokers or even a specific comp, he didn't understand the assignment. Bruh. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.